Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Welcome again to Ask Doctor. The Honorable Supreme Court has delivered a revised judgment about the handling of stray dogs. Our previous video on problem of stray dogs had discussed the judgment of the court on 11th August 2025. Now let us see who can celebrate and who should be unhappy after the revised order. This case on stray dogs is an unusual case where the hearing was transferred to another bench by Chief Justice of India because he felt that the previous judgment by two judges bench has disappointed the public and there is resentment. Let us see what difference these orders are likely to make. There is something that the protesters can be happy about, and that is the cancellation of the previous order that said that the stray dogs should be caught and they should all be kept confined to the shelter homes, should not be released back. Now the fresh order says that they should all be sterilized and they should be released back to their original location. This is actually a realization of practical problems in implementation of the previous order that we had already discussed in our video. The new order is relatively more implementable. However, catching the dogs, sterilizing them and releasing them into original habitat is something which is already going on, at least on papers, in the Animal Birth Control Program, ABC program already. It is really tough to find out if the fresh judgment by the Honorable Court will actually make any difference on the ground, because the previous ABC program, we all know, has squarely failed to address the problem. Construction of new shelter home has been ordered by the Honorable Court. We cannot say for sure about the extent to which this order will be implemented by the local bodies and by the state governments. Now there are some points that the alleged animal lovers might not like. The first is that the dogs are now to be caught across the country, not only in NCR. The previous order was applicable only on the National Capital Region. This is actually a very welcome step. It makes a lot of sense because the life of citizens of any part of the country is equally precious. It is not like the life of NCR people is some more precious. They should be kept safe from the stray dogs while others can remain exposed. All cases which are going on in the high courts are to be transferred to the Supreme Court. This is an excellent step because we should better be putting an end to this discussion by clubbing all the cases together and deciding the issue once and forever. Individuals and NGOs who are fighting these cases for stray dogs will have to deposit rupees 25,000 per person if this is an individual case, and 2 lakh rupees every non-government organization. This is a very good step because this will expose the sensitivity of activists, many of whom are actually fake. Those who say that they will adopt these stray dogs will now have to give assurance that they will not release these strays on the roads again. This might curb the fake drama of adoption of dogs which is done only for cameras. The dogs, as per the new order, cannot be fed anywhere on the street. There will be designated spots for feeding strays. This sounds very good, but by the way, the trash also cannot be thrown on streets. More than a decade of high-pressure campaign by Swachh Bharat mission has not been able to instill civic sense in the people of our country. People still throw the empty wrappers of chips and empty water bottles out of the windows of their cars and out of the windows of buses. The governments have been asked to make a helpline number for reporting violation of guidelines. I wish whenever somebody complains that a dog is being fed on the road opposite his house, will make the local body people run there and take care of it. Because the promptness generally is not seen in the helplines that are already in existence. Even the 112 number, which is the universal helpline for police and ambulance. I had to call the number 1001 once. The lady who answered my call gave me the phone number of the relevant police station and said that please call this police station and tell them to come. I tried calling that number, the number was not answered. So let us see how sincerely this is implemented in case of violation of guidelines in case of dogs. The central government has now issued instructions to sterilize at least 70% of stray dogs. This is unlikely to make any significant difference because the remaining 30% will still be proliferating, and it will be very tough to check the compliance also because the reliable data of actual population of dogs does not exist. So first, a census of dogs will have to be done to find out that how many are actually to be sterilized to reach the 70% figure. The Himachal Pradesh government has come up with some steps that are unlikely to do anything to reduce the incidence of dog bites. It is something like keen to be seen doing something may or may not translate into any outcome. Finally, if we see, it will be sincerity of the local administration, the local bodies and the elected representatives that will ensure safety of public from this stray dog menace. The only stable solution to this problem can be rapid removal of strays from the road. Adoption by genuine people is one step which will definitely reduce this menace. But if all strays are to be adopted, then crores of families will have to come forward to absorb all of them. Exporting these dogs to countries of East Asia where their demand and consumption is high might be the only viable solution if we have to really get rid of this problem. Otherwise, on paper, many of the activities ordered by the court are actually going on already. Things might continue to go on like this after the media noise settles down. 37 people were bitten by stray dogs in 2024. This number might become 45 lakhs in 2025 and there will be apparently no end to this. With all this, I advise everybody to stay safe from stray dogs. Namaskar. Thank you.